Los Angeles Rams at the Baltimore Ravens. This is 7.5 in favor of the Ravens at home. 40.5 is the total. Pretty much 40, though, across the board. There was some panic yesterday. Lamar Jackson didn't practice. Back at practice on Friday. All is good in the world. Don't worry about anything. So he is going to go here. And Steven, I look at this, and now that I know, because I pump fake just a little bit, because it was like close to getting my account. Then the whole, Lamar might not, Lamar missed practice. It was just kind of weird. It was the first practice he's missed all season, which is also was weird to me with all of that. So I did not put the Ravens teaser leg in my account. This Rams defense has been weirdly good over the last little bit of the season, which is weird because, and I say weird because they don't have any players, like they don't have any good guys outside of Donald, but they've been fairly efficient. That said, Ravens out of a bye should be able to just kind of run over this team if it came down to it. I don't know if I'm laying the 7.5, but I think a 1.5 down in a teaser leg feels pretty good.
I'm on the other side here, and I want to first start with the weather because it's the time of year where we need to be aware of that, and all of the weather that we thought was going to be affecting the games in the Midwest at the beginning of the week now is being forecast to affect some of the Northeast games. And just looking at the forecast now for Baltimore for Sunday 1:00 kickoff, locally heavy rainfall possible, sustained winds around 15 miles per hour. It's actually going to be a pretty warm day, unseasonably warm, but if we're getting rain and wind and heavy rain in a game with a low total, that makes taking this many points above a touchdown pretty attractive to me for the LA Rams. I talked about last week, I wasn't quite ready to back the Rams yet because I wanted to see how they did against their respected defense with Kyren Williams back, and they passed with flying colors to me. And if you look at the splits of the Rams offense when Kyren Williams is on the field this year, Matthew Stafford is being ranked in the advanced metrics right around where Lamar Jackson is so far this year. The Ravens offense, for the most part this season, has a profile more like the Baltimore offenses we've seen in recent years where they're very run heavy. They are very mediocre in the pass game in terms of success rate and EPA, but they're doing extremely well in the run game. So this is not the spread them out, throw the ball over the field offense that we expected. Now Mark Andrews is out for the foreseeable future. Odell Beckham's banged up every other week. It's going to be the same thing. So I just think this is going to be a slog in the rain, and I'm just not interested in backing a team with this big of a spread, who's trying to maybe recreate their offense at this point, having lost their top target.
Yeah, but I don't know. I guess my counterpoint to that would be is if we're not passing it because of the weather, then doesn't that lean more towards Baltimore, who has the number one rush offense in all the NFL? I mean, just kind of playing the other side of all this. The run defense for the Rams, 20th in EPA allowed. They're 21st according to DVOA. So, I mean, we're talking like bottom third as far as run defense for the Rams. If we're talking about the weather forcing the teams to run more, I would probably give the nod to Baltimore. But, I mean, certainly the Rams have been running efficiently with Kyren Williams. Adam, what do you see here in this one?
If you go and take a closer look at this, it's going to definitely make me feel better on the Rams side of it than on the Baltimore side of it. And that's largely based on number. And I heard Steven say a minute ago, I'm on the other side of this. I don't know that you're necessarily on the other side of it, because with a total of 40,
it, right?
If he's going to tease this down, if Matt wants this in a teaser and you want to take more than a touchdown, well, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I do not see a script here where Baltimore is going to blow the Rams off the field, given what we've seen out of the Rams in the past month. The game against Dallas was a terrible game script for the Rams. If you're going to use how have they done against a quality opponent as your guide for what to do with this team, they ended up with defensive touchdowns go against them. They're chasing from behind. They weren't totally healthy. I don't think that game is a good guide. I do think that what the Rams are right now is a team that can probably keep this within a touchdown. I do think that they're going to be able to run the ball a little bit, and I do have concerns about the Ravens offense. I hear everything that Matt's saying, and I think that playing it under a field goal, especially if you're going to take the factors that Steven's putting out there with the weather and say, is this game going to be a sloggy, run heavy kind of game? Yeah, then I think that both of you are probably in the right place with trying to get this thing inside of a touchdown, right? 1.5 on that teaser or 7.5 on the line.
Yeah, I think I think what it all comes down to it for me is there is a little bit of noise in the Rams here over the last month, in my personal opinion. If you watch that game against the Browns, it was 20-19. The Browns had the ball going to get up in the game late in the game whenever Flacco threw the interception, and it kind of at that point flipped the way that game went down. I think that was a very misleading score in that game. I don't know. I'm just not as high on the Rams, I think, as a lot of people are here of late. But you're on the other side of a touchdown. You can't really ever go wrong in the NFL saying that you're going to take the other side of a touchdown. It's just a lot of points to cover.